Look, Blackway.
You already know, man. Star Jones, next Wednesday, you know the link already. Got Blackway here. You the boss. Oh my God, Justin, man. BankCampEnt live in the building, man. TrumRadio.net. Tune in right there.
Week, man. Who's next Wednesday, man? Best
Of course, man.
Best day of the week, man.
We overpowering Empire right now.
Yo, Empire's our #1 competition right now.
Ain't no competition over here.
But, you know, we win. You know.
Of course, we had a long.
Shout out to Cookie real quick, though. You got to shout out Cookie last episode. Show her cheeks and all that.
Start you like a couple episodes behind, bro.
Oh, my fault. I'm on demand, you feel me? We here, so I can't watch him.
On demand been playing, son.
But anyway.
Tonight we got BankCampEnt in the building.
Live in the
Blackway. Black, what up, brother?
Welcome to the stew, bro.
Yeah, man, it's a nice setup y'all got going on in here. I'm loving it.
Welcome, man. You know, long time coming. You know, long time coming.
Yeah.
We've been in cahoots with the whole BankCamp movement for a minute now.
I know he's been trying to get in here for, I say like 2 weeks, maybe even more.
Nah, it's been a longer time. Shout out to Q, man. Q been in my inbox for like, you know, quite some time now. Like, bro, don't stop playing, bro. You know. So shout out to Q, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
You know? But Saga Fed. But you know, let this interview get into commencement.
Yeah, good.
Blackway, man. You know, talking about just a week from and all that.
I'm here, man. At the moment, right now, my team, you know what I mean, we reside on Long Island, doing it for Long Island, New York, you know, but I can't never leave out my roots, you know what I mean, my background, where I actually grew up. I'm doing it for GH always, West Africa, Ghana. Shout out to BBNZ, Sapphire, y'all holding it down over here. But yeah, you know what I mean, I grew up in Ghana, moved to New York. I've been to LI for like I moved to LI in 06. And then that's when I actually first started recording when I was in 10th grade. And I really just started taking it seriously when I started messing with BankCamp. So
wait, tell me. Going too fast. You're from Ghana.
Bro, I'm from Ghana, bro.
So you're 100% African.
I am 100%. Both of my parents are just as black as I am. Black as hell.
I would have never thought that. You don't really look like the typical African.
He do look like the typical African.
Not really. I thought
no pun, no pun.
First of all,
I thought you was like that.
But he's dark skinned.
I'm dead dog, and my hair is probably
straight. That's the straightest mohawk I've ever seen.
You are front. Every time I go get a cut and they trying to pick my joint out, bro, it dead begins stuck.
He goes through like 5 combs in one set.
Funny thing about that question is, I did actually used to mess with the drums, but not seriously. You know what I mean? I could do a little something. Not like the drums that you would find in a band.
No, like the hand drums.
The traditional drums, you know what I'm saying?
The tribal drums.
Yeah, I could mess with those and make something dope out of that, but it was never really something I took seriously. Actually, to be honest with you, until I would say about I turned 13, I didn't take music seriously. I always wanted to be an actor. I've been a stage presence since I was in kindergarten. And I was always in plays, you know what I'm saying? I always wanted to be in plays, and I always got the leading role. And the funny thing is, the day I actually realized that I kind of picked music over acting was when I had like a rap performance, and a play rehearsal on the same day. Yeah. And it was kind of either or. And I kind of ditched the play rehearsal to go to the rap performance, and when I came back to the play rehearsal after that, they told me they dropped me. It just seemed to come more natural to me, you know what I'm saying? Picking up a pen and just putting words together was something I feel like I've always been good at ever since the first time I did it, which was like in 3rd grade, you know what I mean? Writing rhymes about Powerpuff Girls and shit. I kid you not, I'm not even lying.
So were the Powerpuff Girls the dominant influence, or was it
Listen, I'm not going to sit here and say Powerpuff Girls.
That's the not going to hear me say that. So
you're not going to hear me say that.
What was the immediate influence that made you, you know, I want to be a rapper?
I actually said this in the last interview that I was in. The first time I actually really was put on the spot to rap was my brother. All of this occurred in Ghana. He was in his bedroom with a couple of his homies, and they were like rap battling. And this is the first time I've ever even tried to rhyme words together. This is not even like, oh, something I've been doing for a while. First time I ever tried to rhyme words together. They're rap battling in the room, and I walk in there and they put me on the spot, and I just so happen to say some ill shit. You know what I'm saying?
By chance.
By chance, bro. It's not even like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just so happen to say some ill shit. And ever since then, I was like, you know what? Let me see, you know, start fucking with it. You know, let me see if I could actually work on it, build on it, you know. it worked out for me. It happened for me. Back to live with my aunt and my uncle because both my parents stayed down here. But like when I was 4, we flew to Ghana for the first time, and then I'll say I flew back to New York in '97. So from like '92 to '97, I was in Ghana that whole time. Then I flew back to New York, and then ever since then I was back and forth. But I came back permanently in '04, and I was living in Rosedale, but I was going to school in Brooklyn. I've been traveling my whole life.
But Ghana compared to New York, that's a big
That's a culture shock.
You can't even compare the two. And I kid you not, every time I talk about this, the nightlife in Ghana, I swear to God, bro, it's something you have to experience.
You know what's crazy? Over the past month, I've been talking to mad Africans about the whole music culture in Ghana.
Yeah.
And for a while now, mad Africans like, yo, HR, you gotta go out there. The music culture is
Yo, what's the
crazy.
dance they do, yo?
Azonto.
No. Yeah, I still can't learn it,
If I
though.
had
It's hard.
if I had a Henny bottle in here, I'll bust it out for you. Right?
Oh, we gotta get that on footage.
Nah, you can't.
No,
I got an image stuff on.
It's all right to dance. Nah, but yeah. So, because I just want to figure out, like, was it like Ghana that instilled the rap on you, or was it the influence of New York?
I would say New York rap was an influence on me, regardless of where I was when it was first introduced to me. New York rap. I think my first real freestyle that I ever listened to, like just understanding the concept of lyrics and flow and wordplay, was the Big L and Jay-Z
Technology.
and you know the lyrics. Just don't be so
Bland.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't be so basic.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of basic rappers out there.
So you went to high school out here, correct?
I did 1 year in Brooklyn, Nazareth Regional High School. Then I moved out here in '06. That's when I did 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade. I graduated from Baldwin Senior High School.
Okay. So what's the culture difference between Long Island and Queens?
Honestly, when I was living in Queens, I didn't have any friends in Queens. I was living right there in Rosedale, but all my friends were in Brooklyn because that's where I was going to school at. You know what I'm saying? I knew a couple of my neighbors, but I was actually just talking to Tans on the phone, and she's like, "Yo, you dad never go out," and that's not something that has changed. I've been like that since I was a kid. You know what I'm saying?
So you was a house nigga.
I was about to be like, yeah, I was a house nigga.
Looking out the window and shit.
I really never ever been. I've been a homebody for a long time. I've only really traveled out the house if it was really important, or I felt like, I just need to get out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But aside from that, I'm always in the house doing some real dweeb shit, watching Dragon Ball Z.
But because of your music now, do you come out a little more than you used to?
Hell yeah. I haven't. I spend most of my time with BankCamp and my supervisor at work, and that's pretty much it. I really don't get as much sleep as I wanted to. I get enough sleep now. And honestly, I talk to some people and their lifestyle, I'm like, damn, I don't think I'll be able to handle that right now. You know what I'm saying? They definitely get way less sleep than I do. But last night, I didn't go to sleep till like 5:30 and I had to wake up at like 9-ish. You know what I'm saying? And I was still late for work.
But you referenced the Ghana nightlife, so I think you used to something like
Yeah,
that.
you were saying.
Let me explain something to you. Last time I traveled to Ghana was a 5-month vacation. I was working, but the work was so fun that it didn't seem like I was working. I would literally I didn't have to worry about getting up, going to work, saving enough bread to pay for studio time. I mean, this was previous to me start fucking with BankCamp. Like, previous to that, I had to have to save up the chicken that I had, and it would all go into my studio time on radio today. I'm like, why didn't you tell me this last week? I have work, and I have 3 songs that I have to write before Friday. And he's like, yeah, that's why I respect you, because you dedicated. I'm like, don't try
But that's a part of the
flip it. I'm like, don't try to flip it. And tell me that's how you respect me.
Because I play devil's advocate here.
Uh-huh.
As you can listen to, I always gotta play the other stuff.
Uh-huh.
In Q's defense, this is a part of the game. Spur of the moment things happen.
Yeah,
You
but look
can't,
though.
you know.
Listen.
So you gotta be open-minded to make this pop.
Listen, I understand that completely. I ain't complaining about it,
Yeah.
but it is annoying because he don't got to deal with my managers. They be,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I low key, I'm gonna try to front like it's annoying, but I love it. You know what I'm saying? Because this is definitely what I'm
This is your calling, right?
This is my calling. Yeah.
This is what you want to do.
It's not something that, but yeah, but I mean that's typically what happens every day. What has been happening every day since I started fucking with Bandcamp. It's like one of those things where I wake up and then I find out what's happening for that day after I leave work. Right. So today I literally came home for 30 minutes and then I had to leave and come right back here because after work I went to the gym and you know what I'm saying, I had to write a couple things and then she was like, yo, we about to come scoop you and head down to Great Neck. And I'm here.
Well, it's time to get used to it, man.
Yeah.
Because you're making a lot of noise now, so.
Yeah, I'm trying.
2014?
Yeah, 2014.
Okay, so, and what's that? 5 months?
Yeah.
So in these past 5 months, like, what's the show's been like? What's been the reception of your music?
It's been crazy. It's been crazy. I've never really ever received like a negative response to my music. So, and I've always kind of, my shows, me having shows hasn't been consistent as, it doesn't even compare. This is like significantly way more shows than I've ever had consistently, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, with me is I'm always trying to find new material because I feel like the niggas that I'm going with, I feel like I'm trying to surprise them, you know what I'm saying? Typically I always perform in front of a different crowd and the reception is always great, bro. It's always love, and I don't ever want that to get in my head. I never want to get complacent. Every day,
humility is key.
Yeah, I want to stay as humble as possible. I feel like there's definitely a lot of dope artists on Long Island,
right?
And that's without a doubt. So I don't necessarily feel like there's a chip on my shoulder as far as representing Long Island.
I mean, from like the boroughs, because you know Long Island always had that chip on their back. Because I went to school with cats from Long Island. They always was like extra because it was like, oh nah, these Queens dudes is always mad. So it's like, do you feel like that rubs off into your music?
To be honest with you, only because I'm not necessarily like a Long Island native. Right. I've lived here for some years, but I still, sometimes when I hang out with my friends, like all their parents know their parents' parents and stuff like that, and so, and I don't even feel like a part of that because they all went to elementary school with each other and stuff. Yeah, you know what I mean? Everybody that I know themselves, like, you know what I'm saying? They have like their own clique that I'm a part of too, but not really. So when I moved out here, it was more on some, when I started doing music, it's like I have no problem, if it ever came down to it, I have no problem being a part of those artists that are gonna put on for Long Island. I was never gonna be on some, Queens or, cause I was never even really a Queens dude. I was living there, but feel me? You can't ask me, you ever been to this spot and that spot, you know, like a real, I can't tell you none of that, but in LA was different. I made a family over here, you know what I'm saying?
What? Like, you'll be taken back by reading that, like, what do you mean, everybody? Yeah. You know?
Were you contacted to take part in that? Or
I did a verse for Long Island verse Everybody, and unfortunately it didn't make the cut. And but it's basically he pulled me to the side when he saw me at the Airwax session, and he told me like, look, it wasn't because we were
no free promo.
No, I mean that's
no
what
free.
He said to
you
me.
Said names with no free promo.
Oh, no free. Oh, my bad. My fault. No, but he pulled me to the side and he told me, it's not because we weren't feeling you, but you know, we had a lot of people to choose from, and you know, it wasn't anything personal. It was pretty much.
Q shook his finger in the back. He was like,
everything you said is gonna be on Radiant Child Reloaded, which is dropping on March 7th.
Ice-T the joint you got the video for.
Yeah, Ice-T was
that's a good video, by the way.
Yeah, we actually got another video dropping soon. I think we already dropped it. I'm bugging.
That shit about 10,000 views too.
50 cities, 6 cities. That was on the regular Radiant Child. That's on YouTube right now. But I think today we dropped off Ice-T, Lost My Mind, Show Off, which I think you heard before. What was the other joint? And 1,000, going on 1,000. Yeah, there we go.
Now the video for Ice-T, what was the whole, idea and the premise behind that?
It was
because it was like all over the place.
Honestly, yeah. Originally, it's something that just kind of came together as we were just fucking around with the camera. But originally, I was supposed to be in a vintage Benz. You know what I'm saying? Because it was supposed to have like that presidential African kind of feel, because that's what the beat really. When you listen to the beat, you get that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I feel you.
So that was the original concept, but unfortunately we couldn't get our hands on one of those, so we just had to
improvise.
Yeah, improvise.
Cities. What's that about?
50 cities, 6 cities. It's pretty much it's kind of like a touring idea behind the song. You know what I mean? Hitting cities and seeing cities.
Are you a titty man?
I'm a super titty man.
Yo, you gotta get a pound, brother. You
Listen,
get a pound.
I'm not gonna say I'm more of a titty man than an ass man, but.
Oh, so give my pound back. Give my pound back. Nah,
that made no sense.
but that's a good idea for a song.
Yeah.
Titty.
I'm bracing the moment. I bask it in for a second and then get on it. Trying to make a man of the me out of mine. I'm always like,
Sorry, it's a real quick.
Check. Big Blackway, the track right here, score IC. I need you to get familiar, baby.
I just sound like fuck it up tonight. I'm thinking you outside right
Lost
now.
my mind.
Oh yeah, lost my mind.
Yeah. Oh, Born on 1,000.
Born on 1,000.
Yeah.
Every track, yo.
Quality tracks, each and every track is quality.
Yeah, everything. I mean, it was definitely quality, man. I like everything I heard, bro. Especially the joint that was in Ghana. That you said recorded in Ghana.
Yeah, the Lost My Mind joint with my homie E. Fine on the hook.
I think that was my favorite joint.
Yeah, I
Lost
think
My
that-
Mind
yeah.
and then Born on 1,000.
The funny thing is, that's the oldest out of the
All the
joints. That's the oldest. Yeah, we
You recorded
that 2 years ago when I went out there. I would say it was probably around this time of the year actually, because I went out there in February, and I think I came back like in May. And as soon as I got out there, I was in the studio because my brother ain't want to waste no time because he know how I get when I get bored. You might feel me? I get depressed. So like the day I touched down, he had me in the studio, and I linked up with this Nigerian singer from out there, and his name is E. Fine. And my producer, Mike Mills, shout out to Mike Mills if he's ever gonna hear this, but they all the way in Ghana right now. But he was literally in the spot putting the beat together, and then E. Fine walked in and just freestyled the hook. And I'm like, oh, now I'm about to write a verse. So I wrote the first verse right there on the spot, and we laid it down. And they're like, yo, come back tomorrow with the second, because we had to shut down the studio. It was getting kind of late. We was in there till like 3 in the morning or whatever. You know, come back tomorrow with the second verse. Came back in there, laid it down. And it's actually, I think, it should be, it's not on rotation like it was before when we first dropped it, but in Ghana right now, it's on the biggest hip hop station over there right now called YFM. And so they love me over there. You know what I'm saying?
Hear artists from word of mouth, but then when you meet them and then you hear it in front of you, like I fuck with you, bro.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
You doing what it is you doing, bro, because you doing the right thing, bro.
And I've been seeing you on the gram for a while. That's how like I heard of some of your music and everything. Like Shorty, I think her name's Abby. Like she been OD.
That's the homie.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah, that's the homie. That's
like she puts up little snippets.
Yeah.
It was one where he was in the store. It was something that I seen. And I'm like, yo, this kid is nice.
Yeah.
Then I started seeing you was doing a whole bunch of shows. So it's like
yeah.
recently you've been doing a lot more than I guess you was doing before.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said before, it's significant. I'm significantly doing way more now than I was before, as far as my presence on the stage, you know, just outside of the booth and out of the booth actually, because I've had way more consistent studio sessions now than I did when I was actually playing for it by myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's fun, you know what I mean? And I appreciate everything that everybody around me is doing for me, because the movement and my career personally would definitely not be moving the way it was right now if I didn't have the kind of team that I got behind me. And
what about the support system?
The support system is ridiculous, you know what I'm saying? And it legit feels like a family, because I've known 90% of them since I was in high school.
Right.
You know, and I've been rocking with 90% of them since I was.
Before the money.
Yeah,
Bills.
before, and I feel like it's better that way. It could be a good and a bad thing, but at this point, you're not even. I'm optimistic, you know what I'm saying? And with the kind of energy and the kind of smarts that we got behind us, I don't see us really. Mistakes are gonna be made here and there, but I don't see failure. You know.
This is like, and don't give me a bland answer.
No, I've been asked that question a lot, and I've never had an answer because, unfortunately, I never really. I'm not opposed to thinking that far ahead, but I never want to get ahead of myself. I'm a huge fan of taking baby steps. I can understand you can envision yourself actually walking on your own 2 feet. You know what I'm saying? But as far as saying.
So for Blackway, let me rephrase. What's a more realistic question? Honestly, do you see yourself in 2 years?
Honestly, I set goals by seasons. I'll tell somebody I don't know where. I don't know where I'm gonna see myself in 5, because I can but that's neither here nor there. I'll tell people, I don't know where I'm gonna see myself in 5 years, but by the summertime, I want to be here. I want to have this many people following me. I want to be getting paid this much for shows. I want to be more than I am now, because I'm not a fan of getting ahead of myself, and I don't want to sound like I'm being like I'm fantasizing about 5 years from now I want to be in a Bentley. I mean, realistically, anybody can realistically state where they want to be in 5 years sometime. And so far, I've wanted to hit a certain amount of venues and getting a certain amount of recognition before the summertime, and it's getting there. Those are the kind of goals I set for myself. I don't want to be, because I personally don't even ask for much, to be honest with you. Because the thing is, with Radiant Child Reloaded, it's kind of 90% of it. I wouldn't say 90% of it actually. I would say like 60% of it is songs that some people have already heard before. So when I started messing with BankCamp, we figured we would re-release it, because when I released it when I was on my own, it didn't get the love or even the views that it deserved. Right, you know what I'm saying? Right. So Lost My Mind, the joint we talking about right now is on there. You know what I'm saying? So this alone, like your feedback and your reaction to that kind of song is only letting me know that, that was the right decision to make. The correlation between the two.
Now my next question.
Mm-hmm.
You reference a lot of like
Dragon Ball Z,
yeah, like
Assassin's Creed.
So I'm a dweeb, bro. I'm dead.
So that's what you grew up off of.
That's dead what I
put into your music.
Yo, to make you feel better, bro, I seen a little snippet for the new Power Rangers short film.
Listen,
I was watching it last night, and I was hyped, bro.
Yeah.
I was a Power Ranger kid, man.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that wasn't a Power Ranger kid.
Word.
Shoot yourself.
Word, because they got the rated R version short film, so
yeah.
I'm promoing that, because that's crazy. But anyway, yeah, bro. But your project, you got the 7 new joints.
Yeah.
That's already out, correct?
Nah, Radiant Child Reloaded. That's dropping March 7th.
March 7th. You having a release party or something?
I'm having a release party in Farmingdale Studio 294. There we go. Studio 294 on Farmingdale.
Is Trauma Radio invited?
I'm sorry?
Are we invited?
Yo, bro, y'all don't need an invitation. I assumed y'all was gonna be there. Cool. You know what I'm saying? What happened? Oh yeah, shout out to Rick the Villain too. He's gonna be touching the stage with us too. Shout out to Nino, my bro Nino. Feel me? Right in my right man, my right hand man. He's gonna be touching the stage with me too. So
Nino, your label?
Yeah. Shout out to MBC too from 105. He gonna be over there rocking with us too. And he's actually hosting a mixtape. The Radiant Child Reload. He's hosting that. So yeah, we hoping to get some great feedback from that. So far, it's looking good from what y'all was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You definitely have a lot to look forward to for the near future.
Yeah, definitely do, man.
I don't see you failing at all, and you got the work ethic, and you got the team behind you.
And the fact that you're so humble, man, that's gonna take you far.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Staying level-headed, man, not getting ahead of yourself. Yeah. You stay in your lane, man. And I think that's the misconception a lot of artists have, man. They
right. I'm a rapper, so I got to hit on a certain image.
I'm not gonna. I honestly don't feel right writing songs and not being me. I can't write something and it's a lie. It's not gonna come out. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I have that song called Lame, and it starts off with me saying, "I swear to God, I'm lame as fuck." You know what I'm saying?
So you hit them with the disclaimer early.
Oh, early. I mean, if you want to check out my most recent project, make sure y'all add me on IG. I got the link right there in my bio. Add me on IG. It's ODDGAWDBLACK. That's Odd God Black. ODDGAWDBLACK. I got that link right there in my bio. Make sure y'all follow my team, my movement. Keep up with us. Any future projects coming up. BankCamp_ENT. That's BankCamp_ENT. Make sure y'all keep up with us, man. Yeah. Black. It's a little slow, but I keep up with it. Look, wanna walk a mile in my shoe, you don't make it a block in this case. Too big to film, I need 3 socks and a triple knot in the lace. With all the flow to my voice and a knock in the bass. Fuck a pair of scissors, cutting my paper out, might get too rocked in the face. Feel like a savior, see me rocking my cape. Just call me Jean-Michel Obama or the Barack of my day. Advise to watch what you say. I don't need to be the B-Day boy to blow out a hot head who's trying to get on top of my cake. So make a wish. You probably wish that I ain't have it like this. I'm so New York. Currently, I'm kind of mad at my Knicks. So don't you start. All that hating feels like a stab
after my wrist. I'm out this world, I eat my meals out of some satellite dishes, don't even wash them. Just leave them out in the galactic sink and roll with the Martian. Be sure to roll with precaution, I'm so opposed to the nonsense. I call for the force of 1,000 wars that'll keep my bros in the office. Leave my foes feeling awkward, I deal with those niggas often. They be lost like some Catholics that witness Jesus climb up for the cross and then devolve. So I think I'm chosen to hold them with wordplay chopper and lyrical block pop, pop, pop. Probably leave some holes in your coffin. Yeah, you're warm-blooded and I'm heat with division. You'll rest in peace while my pieces is hidden. I'm just playing, nigga. Well, flow sweet, throw it in keys in the kitchen and I got drive without the keys in ignition. Get what I'm saying, nigga? You know what I mean? I'm like a noose to my soul, cause I won't let go of me. Cause I can't, probably the reason I rant. Because I've ever seen my niggas do good while holding that 35. Guess I'm Kevin Durant. My old bitch said she missed me. The fuck is that? Cause when I'm acting like I'm cool, this bitch could probably have me back. And that's that. Ain't gonna park too long, cause this shit starting to reflect. N-I-N-O, guess it's time to new jack. And that's crap, yeah, we the fire squad. Fuck you niggas thought. Buck fifth until you slippin'. We judging like we ain't caught. I give a fuck about the next nigga I'm finna be. Next nigga deposit lyrical cash out. I'm like a check nigga, never mind you. Tryna be better, mind you. My peeps thinking I'm a pop, no shade. That mic my forte, get roasted or sauteed. Which one? Got wordplay. Keep doing this shit for days. It's something you never seen, like magic living with AIDS. Pink game, I'm sensei. I'm probably the new prey, showing these new karate kids how to move a better way. Sick of these hot and cold faggots. Y'all niggas, been gay. You hear what I'm just saying? That these niggas, been gay. Please spare me with all this popping and shit. That 9 milli jump your future like you cease to exist. Now peep this. I'm all about my niggas getting right. Don't worry about your girl, she aight. You probably won't see her for the night. She coming through like a plumber to the pipe. As you can see, nigga, I'm about mine. Stretch the D in your bitch like I'm playing old line. Oh, I'm so official, so multi-talented. You ain't arm's length, y'all niggas back to the bench. Strictly paper route, trying to get to the stats. My little nigga and stack said he threw it for a stack. Tell them clown niggas turn it down. Biz grab the shovel, we burying niggas now. Big camp, mass effect, the movement is so lucrative. We gotta live, bars I gotta give. Shouts to all my kids to be on child support the way I fall for these niggas. Switching lines back and forth like we arguing niggas. Look, they like watch them get on that paper chase, watch it all stretch. Watch them get up on that brand new shit and watch them all flex. But they can't handle the heat, so once they got the ball, press if the winner stays on the court, I never had to call next. I'ma watch them hop on their D-train, watch them call text. Ironically, they breathe against text, so my thoughts are far-fetched. So I cut some people off, deleted my Instagram. I'm a prince kid, bells in the air. I guess I had to start fresh, and I ain't standing next to cards in either. One banks don't want the neither. My heat reading is off the meter, just might cause a fever. My niggas in Ghana offered me the chance of glossary to get me all the weed and $1,000 Visa cards for cheaper. But I ain't with that. Just send a couple of flat screens and I'm committed to flip that. I promise I'ma eat with y'all when I schedule my trip back. But I love it why I guess I'm just true GH to admit that. That's the African and then the guy, yes. I used to have my mind all on the wrong things. Dwelling on the days I let them all down. Looking like a 0 when I walked in. Feeling like 100 when I walked out. Got your red bone checking out my dark skin. Black love nigga, I'm a dog child. So sophisticated when I'm talking. The clever dude spitting big enough puns to make the Bronx proud. Just know they hating, it's motivating. So hot they know that I can flow for Satan. There's no debating. At the same time, it's like I'm as cold as Jason, no overrating. Got you patient on the bench press, ho, I know you're waiting. It's nothing to me. That past animosity wasn't at y'all. It wasn't doubt that I was feeling, really wasn't that sure. But your standards low, the shit you got is really nothing at all. Your life's a bitch with whack neck. I ain't nothing at all.
Look, Blackway.